We will get started with the rest of our presentations and our program. For those of you who are grabbing breakfast, please continue to do so. And as you make your way over, remember me that I'm starving. But no, continue to grab your breakfast and we'll continue with the program and allow you guys to kind of segue back into your seats at your convenience. So next we have Suncoast Credit Union and Miss Rhiannon Ray, and I think I got it right today. Usually I mispronounce her name. Miss Rhiannon Ray will be introducing the Suncoast group. Rhiannon?
All right. Hi, everyone in person and virtually. We really appreciate you being here. I'm Rhiannon Ray from Suncoast Credit Union, but I'm also a prior graduate of the inaugural TOBA Leadership Institute. So I am just overwhelmed today by how amazing the groups look, how amazing the first presentation was, and I can't wait to continue that. So I have the pleasure of introducing the Suncoast Credit Union group. And I will start with Brittney Richards. She's an entrepreneur and a nonprofit CEO born and raised in East Tampa. Her professional background is in affordable housing and community real estate development. She considers herself an activist and a community servant of Champa Bay. Okay, can we give a wave? Yes, yes. There we go. All right. And then we also have Miss Sarah Elizabeth Moore. Go on and wave. Awesome. She is a conflicts and intake specialist at Arnold and Porter, Scholar K in Washington, D.C. She's also a St. Pete native. Sarah completed her undergraduate studies at Florida State University, where she matriculated in political science. She's a former candidate for St. Petersburg City Council District 7. All right, give them a round of applause and come on up. Is it on? Okay, good morning, everyone. First and foremost, we just want to thank you all for coming out today. We know you could have been anywhere, but we really want to thank you for taking a time to see what we want done in our communities. So thank you for that. Second, my name is Sarah Moore, and this is my colleague, Brittney Richards, and we are the Suncoast Group. Now, before we start our PowerPoint presentation, we actually created a video. And in this video, you will see two women. Their names are Dominique and Michelle. They are Tampa residents as well as members of Suncoast Credit Union. And they also completed a similar financial program like the one we are trying to implement today.
We believe financial institutions like Suncoast can take the lead in changing the trajectory in Florida, more specifically the Tampa Bay area, and helping to bridge some of the issues with the racial wealth gap. We're proposing this program for capacity building for minorities in these communities that you just saw.
So today we are here presenting a financial literacy program that we are calling the Suncoast Credit Union Academy for Financial Empowerment, also known as the SAVE program. So essentially the goal of SAVE is to increase Suncoast's commitment to financial empowerment when it comes to minority communities. We are striving to help alleviate the low levels of financial literacy when it comes to minority communities by offering resources and tools that will help not only minorities become financially educated, but also financially empowered in terms of their own finances.
So the program outline goes as follows. We'll host 2 classes per year. We'll have a spring and a fall session. The classes will meet every Saturday uh, in the mornings. And we do have admission criteria for the program. So a few of the key admission requirements are that we do require you to live in the Tampa Bay area, be 18 years of age or older. We do ask that you have a proof of a steady income. You're able to commit to the program, the time requirements and whatnot. And we do ask that you are ready to commit to the financial literacy journey, speaking more to your mental at that time. And finally, we're going to have limited seating capacity at this program, only hosting about 10 to 15 seats.
So major topics in financial education. This is just a broad curriculum of what we hope to target in the SAFE program. And this curriculum ranges from personal banking, saving and budgeting, credit, which is a very hot topic, debt, home ownership, buying a car, college, investing, taxes and income, and retirement and estate planning.
So to ensure community participation, we do suggest that we incentivize the SAFE program. We'll do this by a number of things, including offering some credit builder options, such as offering non-traditional credit building avenues, which one would be credit builder loans. That helps people that struggle with credit and saving simultaneously.
Another way we hope to incentivize SAFE is through stipends. So once the participants complete the program, we hope to give them a stipend, and we plan on doing this by securing community grants.
We'll also provide community certifications, and these can help later on with workforce development, and they'll also help boost morale of the actual participants.
And lastly, once the program is over, we hope to have a graduation ceremony to basically acknowledge the accomplishments of our participants. And we actually want to be able to give out awards that range from superlatives, gift cards, as well as tablets or computers.
So a method of tracking, we do suggest that we track the progress of the program, and we created 2 methods of tracking. The first being a financial mentor. So this person will provide you with that participant with step-by-step guidance, expertise, and support. And they'll also create a detailed action plan for each participant and provide the necessary follow-up.
Another way that we are planning to track our participants' progress is through the SAFE app. And this is a interactive fintech app, and we actually developed a prototype for how we want it to look. So essentially what will happen is participants will link their bank accounts, and this app is going to show them their monthly spending and categorize it. It will also let them create goals, such as saving goals, as well as have access to their credit report, have bill pay options, building credit repair options. And then lastly, we also want to make sure that it has a community blog where participants can feel free to communicate amongst themselves in terms of financial topics. The desired outcomes that we are hoping that come from the SAFE program is that we're hoping to redefine financial literacy in underserved communities. We also want to make sure that we're identifying the importance of financial education in society, provide key strategies for decision-making at various life stages, and then essentially we want to be able to equip students with resources so that they not only feel financially educated, but they can go on to become financially independent.
So now we'd like to introduce you to the building we created called the Safe Center, as well as some of the supporters of this building.
In addition to the SAFE program, we're also proposing a community resource center called the SAFE Center. The SAFE Center is open to the credit union members and the community at large. We suggest partnering with a nonprofit organization that operates in the target community, such as Golden Hearts and Souls, to help facilitate the day-to-day operations of the SAFE Center. The SAFE Center, along with its nonprofit partner, will offer additional services, including money management, debt solutions, credit repair, home buyer education, small business development, and employment training. With the world going digital, the SAFE Center will also provide the community with access to essential equipment, such as state-of-the-art computer labs, fax machines, copiers, scanners, and digital whiteboards. The SAFE Center will also include conference rooms, office spaces, and classrooms.
Hi, I'm Representative Diane Hart. I represent House District 61 in the Florida House of Representatives. I'm also the CEO of East Tampa Business and Civic Association, an affordable housing organization. We could definitely benefit in any community, from having a financial resource center. But when you have those type of centers, what is really, really important is that you have somebody that can talk about simple budgeting, can talk about credit repair, talk about insurance, and talk about home ownership. Also, you want to be able to provide, assets for individuals who may not want to purchase, but may need to rent. And you want to kind of have an assortment of resources that one can look at when they come into your resource center so it's very, very broad. You have something on your electrical companies, your gas companies, your county, your city, what dollars are available. Those are the type of things that should be available in a resource center.
It was better that I had someone that got me to the steps, because I never even thought about becoming a homeowner, never even thought about opening up a checking account, never even thought about how important your credit is, how important to have credit cards to pay your bills. So yes, I needed someone to guide me through the process.
Educate yourself on what is available to you and knowing how to work your money. Those are the two things I try to teach my children. And something that if it was taught to me earlier, I would definitely have a really nice bank account right now.
Those trips and just be able to live happy and be happy. My credit card bill every month on time. I'm usually wisely. It helped me to become who I am today. Today, I've been in my home for 3 years. Never been behind on my mortgage, thank God. I got a promotion on my job. My credit is excellent right now. I'm doing really good on my credit. All my credit card bills is up to date. Savings is, I'm not going to disclose how much I got in my account, but it's very good. I'm happy with it. I ever say my entire life that I'm over 55. I'm a worker or a guidance counselor, and they will get you there. Put trust in somebody. They would not lead you wrong. I can testify to that.
So to ensure the financial feasibility for a project like this, we did create a budget. The budget highlights direct costs, income sources, and some of the things listed are land acquisition, direct and indirect construction costs, the cost of equipment, and salaries. And when you factor in the income sources, which we plan on using some donations and receiving some grants from the city of Tampa, when you factor in those two, when you factor in the income, I think we can get this project underway for under $500,000.
Okay, and last but not least, so throughout the presentation, we actually talked about how this program can benefit minority communities, but we also want to offer how this can benefit Suncoast. So the SAFE program and the SAFE Center will allow Suncoast the opportunity to give back to underdeveloped and underprivileged communities. It also allows Suncoast to be a leader of this issue in bridging the wealth gap and helping combat low levels of financial literacy. Not only does it allow Suncoast to give back to minority communities, but it also offers them the opportunity to develop innovative products where they can become industry key leaders in finance and tech. And then lastly, it helps them raise brand awareness for Suncoast. So more particularly, we're trying to build out the relationship with a younger audience because we know that younger people tend to back corporations and nonprofits that have good social responsibility efforts. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we will now open the session to Q&A from the judges, followed by general questions from the audience.
Good morning. Great presentation. Thank you very much. Could you go back to the budget for a moment and just go over it in more detail? I would like to see it. I know you're kind of wincing, but can you explain how your revenues work and how you get to the differential?
Okay, definitely. So we did some site, we went in towards some sites and we took a average of what that land acquisition would be and paired it to some comparable projects as far as the construction costs. And so that's what we come up with the that's 700,065 salary. So it's broken down because we do partner with a nonprofit. So some of the funding and expenses are on the nonprofit side, and then some are on the Suncoast side. We got overhead, we have consultants. We actually budgeted for the actual app to be created. And then income streams, definitely a lot of donations, being that we're partnering with the nonprofits. It's an estimate, roughly. We don't know how much we will get in the future. Government, just looking at some of the current RFPs and projects that are out there and kind of taking an average of what we think we can get from the government, and then corporations and individual donors. That's the numbers we came up with.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, good morning and thank you. I really enjoyed this, your presentation. I wanted to say excellent job in referencing the equity report and then bringing out the wealth of the disparities in that. So kudos to you for doing that, your research and your homework in that area. I love testimonials because that makes it real, that makes it relatable, that we all can just see, we can touch. We probably passed by the lady on the porch celebrating her home. So I like that. One thing, a suggestion I would have when you're talking about the development of the app, please don't dismiss the high schools that we have, like Middleton, who have STEM programs, and they're looking for projects, for real projects, and that will give them an opportunity to celebrate what they have to offer within their schools, as well as bring it to the forefront of what you're trying to do. And, it is cheap labor, so cheap work. So don't dismiss that. A very good job. Thank you.
Oh, very, very good. And I don't think I brought my checking book to write some of these checks yet. So, but we appreciate all the work you did with that and really focusing on the individual out there, right? You need to start there and kind of build that out. And as you do that, I'd love to see some admission criteria, although you'd like to expand that over time, but you have to get a foothold. You have to start somewhere small. You have to show some success. You have to let them be your evangelist then when they go out in the community and talk about all these issues that affect everybody in this room. But money is something that we don't usually talk about, but we need to be trained in that. We need to continue to know about debt. We need to know how car loans work and insurance and all those types of things they were talking about. I agree with your comment about all of the testimonials. And I think using that helped expand your group from not just the Powerful 2 to Powerful 3 video side. So that's wonderful. I love the concept of the Safe Center. I think being in the community really helps because people may not have some transportation. People may not feel that, but you can always start from where you are today. You can always start right there and then build out with that. So, and I see that the budget kind of kept down to under $500,000. So I like rounding in millions, if you don't mind.
No problem. I scaled it back, but we can go full throttle.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Absolutely. You ladies did a fantastic job. It was very well done. a couple of questions. Did you find that there was a correlation between range of income and desire for education in the community when you're doing your research? Like, if people were earning over $30,000 a year, typically, we're more likely to actually want to be educated or handle their finances a little better versus someone who earned lower than that.
That's actually a good question. We actually did not find any correlation. Now, one thing that we did find that in terms of student loan debt is that right now, Black women in this country are the most educated. However, we are carrying the most debt. And that can be a correlation of the racial wealth gap and the pay gender equity. So those are the things that we tried to address, but we actually did not see any correlation between education and then going on to actually want to have financial literacy programs.
And then you talked about the Safe Center, which I think is a fantastic idea. What is there, what's kind of the plan or vision for putting one in different hubs? Or are you just kind of starting with one and expanding from there?
Yes, definitely starting with one. We have to, get it off the ground first. Some of these neighborhoods are interconnected. So, for example, one in, we're projecting it to be like in the Ybor area. So that's very accessible from the West Tampa side as well as the East Tampa side. If you saw in our slides, we did go into other neighborhoods. So definitely the university area would probably be our second, if we can franchise, but put a different building over there because they definitely need it and they wouldn't be able to get over here if they have transportation issues.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I think that's one of the challenges is access and being able to get transportation to these places. And I would even add, if you haven't thought about this, just thinking about existing infrastructure, existing buildings. There's a lot of buildings in Tampa that are,
So we have one that we were closely looking at is the old Army Navy surplus store. So that's, I guess, technically downtownish area. It's probably the square footage that we need. It has access to parking. It has the bus station like right across the street. So that's one of the, we are looking at existing structures.
Councilman Goods is correct. As a matter of fact, I was one of the people that bought that building. We're going to be redeveloping that into affordable housing.
We wanted to
All right,
partner
that
with the
one's
city of
off the
Tampa
list. Okay.
to create.
No, what my question was going to be about taking this beyond just the weekly meetings and how you do the reach out for those people that are maybe not available to do this or can't get into the next class. And since you have an app that's going to be there, can you like record some of the meeting or the weekly things so other people can watch the class as well and learn from it and say, hey, those people that want to be self-learners and we can't necessarily teach everybody because we can't have them all in the same room. If we could, can you talk about how you might, spread the word or evangelize this great idea? Because it's a fantastic program, and I think a lot of people could benefit from that.
I'll let Sarah speak to the app, but as far as the resource center, the program has the limited capacity, but the resource center is actually open to the community at large. So you can always come in and participate in any of the classes going on there. And from there, we do hope to incorporate like a Zoom feature where you can tune in at home for all of the different resources we have there. And then as far as the app.
So with the app, we obviously want to make it as advanced as possible. That's why we want to invest as much money as we can into it. I don't know if we can go back to it, but we do have a community blog page so that participants can be able to communicate about financial topics. In minority households, that's not as common. It's not a common conversation that we have within our household. So we definitely want to see if we can get the word out through that community blog page. But then as far as making sure that people go out, so we do have a certification program. So once participants do complete this program, they will be certified, and we're hoping that they go out into their respective neighborhoods to bring the same message so that this can keep growing and become a community effort to build better communities.
And hey, I'll make a suggestion, please. So within the city of Tampa, I know that you are starting the program from 18 and above. But if I may suggest, within the city of Tampa, we hire summer students And for both in our Parks and Recreation program as well as in our code enforcement. In our code enforcement neighborhood enhancement area, those students are primarily in the East Tampa area, funded by one of our East Tampa CRAs. I think, or maybe a suggestion which could be for partner with the city to teach this financial literacy to the younger, because that's when we start making those systemic changes when we hit those younger kids. And so I just wanted to throw that out there that
So
if you have not.
Suncoast has a program that they, I think two of the representatives are here if they want to speak to it, but they have a program that they gear towards K-8. So we are actually building on what they currently do. And then, of course, we will try to partner and maybe even like as they graduate, bridge them over into our program for the adults. So it's still in development, but great suggestion.
Now we'll open up to the general audience.
You kept me in tuned. And what I can say is the two ladies that you had on that screen, I know them very closely. And the one in the white, I just got through doing a paint your heart out thing at Al Barnes Parkway. So what you did, I think both of you probably have some diverse backgrounds, but you intertwine it with community. And that was key in your presentation. And you made everybody look because the visual effects, because most people are visual learners sometimes. And when you gave the effect of the different communities and you see the paintings, you see the despair in those communities, kept everybody in tune of what's next. I want to be involved. So if I was a donor, I would want to donate because I say that's something I think is real. And what Ms. Osia said is right, because with some of our programs, we hire young folks and now they have money in their pockets. So they got to put it somewhere to start learning. So I thought the program you just put up was very in tune. But I would say within it, I don't know the president was geared to Suncoast, but you have several other credit unions. And that might be a base to get all those credit unions on board to have get those dollars. My suggestion.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll make it two. For the representative, we have to get our words.
Good. Is it still morning? Yes. Nikki Gaskin, K Park Director of Urban Affairs for the City of St. Petersburg. I want to tell you, outstanding job. And I really love the idea of the credit builder and the financial mentor. I would suggest as a part of one of the things that we work on, because I really am specific about building wealth in Black communities, is asking the credit union to do a line of credit as a part of that incentive for the families that are participating, because they can use that for entrepreneurship. And they can also use it for their own, individual wealth building. So look at ways that you can connect the dots that way. And also think about financial navigators, because there may be a way to do that without waiting on the building, so that you can connect to people where they are, football games, baseball, all of that, but connecting with the community on a regular.
Thank you.
You and our last question.
Did you all not think about addressing the state for funding of any sort?
No.
Please don't ever leave us out. I was surprised. I did not know that that's where I was in your presentation when I was doing my question and answer, but thank you very much. Credit is critically important to me because I realized that we didn't learn that when we were growing up, and that's a phenomenal job. I look forward to you all rolling that out, and as a not-for-profit, I'm definitely in, and I'll help you to connect some other partners because this is critically important. We must change what it looks like in African American and Black communities, especially as it pertains to money. We don't quite understand how to spend it and how to save it. All of our money is spent. So thank you, ladies, for that. I look forward to working with you. I'm excited about you all's program too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes our Q&A. We will be moving to the next part of our session.
Okay, so in the interest of time, I know for our virtual audience, there were questions as well, but in the interest of time, if you will, hold those questions for us. If we have time at the end of the program, we'll address those there. For the audience, if there's information, again, if there's information that you like to maybe capture and use later, definitely let us know. And we'd be more than willing to share the information with you from the cohorts in their presentations and in follow-up conversations as well. So definitely know that all of the information for our virtual audience and for the audience that's in attendance, any of the information that we have that we're presenting on today, we'll be willing to share that with you.